This was my first sparring session, like real sparring session back after I broke my nose. So it's been like 2 months. So this was like the first time actually sparring in like 2 months.
Okay. All right. Now you're the one in the.
I'm in
red.
red. Yep, red and black.
Nice footwork. Yeah, you see that right there? When you're in open stance, they kind of reach their lead hand out and they try to go like paw to paw with you. You know what I'm talking
about? Yeah.
Don't do that. You know, like whenever you're in open stance like that, open stance, I don't know if you know, but it's open stance is when you fight in opposite stance.
Yeah.
Whenever you're fighting in the opposite stance like that, and they put their lead hand out, sometimes they could be doing it because that's just their natural instinct, and it makes them comfortable when they're fighting open, or they can be doing it because they want you to mirror them, which means they want you to do the same thing that they're doing so they can set you up. So we don't need to do that. All that's just going to do is burn your arm, and guess what? What's the most important punch in boxing?
Jab.
The jab. Guess what you're not doing when you're doing that?
Not jabbing.
You're not jabbing. So if you study Errol Spence, he never does that. So if you don't do it, I don't think we should be doing it. You know, just work your jab. Don't worry about using that little paw stuff. But yeah, go ahead. Keep going. Okay, I see one jab. A lot of rear hands, not a lot of jabs. Okay, he threw 2 jabs. Okay, pause. All right, so we just seen, that's 1 minute of sparring, and I counted 1 jab so far. We talk way too much about jabs, and I'm too big on jabs for it to be 1 jab in a minute of sparring. So yeah, we definitely need to get that punch count up. Look, here's the thing about throwing jabs. When you throw a jab doesn't have to land for it to be effective. All right, you can jab his glove. You can jab his hands. You can jab his head. You can jab the chest, the belly, the shoulders, the arms. You can jab anything. You can jab the air. It doesn't even have to hit anything. It's still effective because 2 things. Number 1, you're busy. When you're busy and you're working, whenever you throw a punch, your opponent has to do what?
Defend, react.
They gotta defend themselves. So guess what they're not doing? Instead of thinking about what they want to do to beat you up, they got to think about how they're going to defend themselves. They got to think about how they want to counter you. And you're not an idiot. You know if I'm throwing my jabs, obviously he's going to look to counter that at some point. So you already got the drop on them. You stay busy. Don't worry about like you know, doing all this thinking when you could be jabbing. Your jab should be like breathing. You know, when you breathe, like you're not thinking about breathing all day. You just breathe, right? It's the same thing with a jab. You don't think about jabbing. You just jab. As soon as the round starts, you just start jabbing. I don't care what it hits. I don't care if it doesn't hit anything. Start jabbing. Feint, 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 jab, jab, feint, jab. That'll keep you real busy. That's the first reason. Number 2 is you can build off of it, right? You can build your combinations off of that. So if you're busy working while he's sitting there watching you and defending himself, you're always going to be, it's like an easy way to win. And when you're in open stance like this, you see how you fight in open stance?
Yeah.
When you're like this, I want you to count. You can go watch any of your sparring footage that you've ever done. Count how many jabs your opponent uses. It's always going to be very, 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 very few. Because most people, boxing or MMA, most people do not jab in the open stance. So you automatically have an advantage whenever you're open stance if you use your jab. You need you to, if you don't take anything from joining my program ever, take that.
Got you.
I fucking jab it. Let's go, fresh leg. I like the crosses to the body. See right here in a situation like that, rewind that a little bit. All right, so you see how he's getting ready to back you up? Right here is where we clinch him. We don't even let him do any of that kind of stuff. You just smother and clinch, turn, and get off. Right there. That's where you tie him up, man. That's where you tie him up.
Yep.
Now you can see that though, right?
When I'm getting backed up, if I can't back up anymore, tie him up.
Yeah, so think about it like, so why? So defense, when it comes to defending yourself, the number one way to defend yourself, contrary to what most people think. Most people think when you defend yourself, you're supposed to be blocking, rolling, slipping, catching, and using a Philly shell, whatever, high guard, whatever. But no, it's footwork. Footwork is your number one form of defense, right? For example, if me and you get into a fight, right? What is the best way to make sure that I can't hit you? What's the number one way? Like, it's impossible for me to hit you. What should you do?
Back up. Stay out of range.
If I can't hit you, I mean, there's no way I can hit you if you're out of range.
Yeah.
Now, the second best way is to smother, is to be too close.
Mm-hmm.
So too close and too far are your number one forms of defense. And then after that is where you're blocking, catching, Philly shells, stiff arm, the head movement, all that other stuff comes secondary. Nice jabs. There we go. Nice cross to the body. I like how you keep going downstairs. Nice cutting him off. You're cutting him off. Not following him. That's good. Now pause 1 second. Now right there, if you want, rewind like 2 seconds before that combination that you just threw. See how you just did a step through?
Yeah.
So you don't want to use a step through in that situation because what you're doing is you're smothering them. And once again, when you smother, you can't hit them.
Yeah. Okay, I see. Yeah.
So that's a range thing. So what happens is, if I don't want you to hit me, I smother you.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm an amateur, if I don't know how to fight, I'm going to punch at you and smother myself. And now I'm not going to be able to punch you anymore.
Okay, yeah.
So we don't want to do that. So when you got somebody backed up against the cage, I'm about to drop a video on this probably tomorrow, actually. What you have to do is when you're in range, right? Because right now you have him against the ropes. He's in range.
Yeah.
If he's in range, do you have to get closer to him?
Nope.
So if you get closer to him, what's going to happen?
I can't punch him.
Can't punch him anymore. So whenever you got somebody backed up against the cage, you do not move forward anymore. Stop where you are and you punch from where you are. Don't cover no ground. He's using nice footwork right there. If you rewind that, he's like, you see how he just like
juking, like that juke step kind of.
He wasn't really even juke stepping. He was just circling off. But then right here, he kind of used almost like a smother tactic in a way. He's a little more experienced than you a little bit.
Yeah. He's been training for a little more. He has a couple fights.
Okay. Nice. That was good. See that right there? You wasn't smothering him. You was able to get some punches off. That was good. Nice. That's good.
That's the round. And this is round 2.
How many rounds you guys went?
3.
Nice jabs. Nice. Turn him. That was nice.
I keep smothering him when he's on the ropes. I'm just noticing that now.
That's annoying when you now that you know, right?
Yeah. It's like, damn.
Don't worry, man. I had pro fights. I did this. I've done this in pro fights. So it takes it took me a while before I ever even realized that. What's annoying about all this is that like all the things that I can teach you in like 1 second, it took me forever to learn. Like you saw how I told you about like standing in place. I had to lose a fight for me to learn that. That was nice. Yeah, and southpaw full time, or do you also go orthodox?
I go orthodox too.
Now remember that little secret trick. If you randomly go southpaw on your opponents, that's gonna always give you the drop because they're never gonna be jabbing as much as you are. Open stance people never jab. Sometimes right there you can punch on the break instead of just breaking. You can try to punch on a break. Something to think about. Oh, and with the jab, remember to write down that you could jab anything. You don't have to just jab the face. Jab the hands, jab the gloves, jab the air, the belly, the shoulder, the arms, chest, whatever. You can jab anything. It's still effective. Nice jab. Nice jab. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, see, like when you smother that shit, kill all that momentum.
And then last round.
Nice. Nice. Using a nice stiff arm. That's a nice stiff arm he's using. There you go. Smother. Easy. Nice jab. Nice smother. Yeah, nice feint. Nice feints. Good feints. See how you made him react? Yeah, the smother, if you spar him again right now and add those little changes right there, the little, the smother with the jabs, like, I think you just dominate this whole thing now, right? All the things he tries to do is when he gets his little momentum going, you smother, you stop all that shit.
I remember I was tired here.
Yeah, nah, I get you. Yeah, y'all sparring hard. Cause you're an MMA fighter, he's a boxer.
Yeah.
The 3-minute rounds?
Yeah. We're clinching, I think. Yeah, that was the round, I think. Yep.
That was the end of it?
Yep, that's the end.